What's up, everybody? My name is Tom, and welcome to Hoarding Wombat Collectibles. Today, I have a different format of video that I like to call Jank Commander Journeys. This format was recommended to me by one of my friends, as he knows I have some weird, fun, and most of the time extremely jank commander decks. In these videos, I will go through how I thought of the idea of the deck, some key cards that define the deck, and ask for any recommendations that you may have to make the deck a little less jank. Just a heads up, these are far from optimized decks. They're use only cards that I've gotten from polls, secret layers, randomized bulk collections I bought off eBay. So when I create my commander decks, I'm not always looking to win. Most of the time, I'm just looking to have some fun, weird stuff happen throughout the game. So please do not get mad at me for only having 30 lands or barely any mana rocks or anything like crazy. So we're playing good fair magic here, nothing crazy. So with that said, let's move on to the deck. For anyone who is a fan of Tolarian Community College, you can see I have the Gamgenic Deckbox in here, which I can link in the description because I think it's a pretty awesome box. It has absolutely everything you need with sideboard storage and dice storage, just pretty cool. So, kind of showcasing it off here. Definitely not sponsored by Tolarian Community College at all, so no kickbacks or anything, but it's just a cool little deck box experience. So I'll move that out of the way. As you can see, I have since this is a 5-color commander deck, I have all the different colors of the die. Just wanted that represented there in the little box there. So let's start. So the two cards that are shown in the thumbnail, I'm gonna start with those two because that's kind of how I came to look at this to start with this deck. So this is almost dropped it there. This is Psychic Venom when it focuses in. There we go. So whenever a target land becomes tapped, Psychic Venom does 2 damage to target land's controller. So that was kind of like, I don't know, it's part of the inspiration of the deck. I got it off of Random Bulk, this one and also Dingus Egg, which is each time a player puts a land into the graveyard from play, Dingus Egg deals 2 damage to that land's controller. So this Dingus Egg obviously kind of like works into the whole land destroy theme of everything, which works pretty well. And then this kind of just makes it so your lands are almost like poisonous. So I got these off of a little bulk thing. I did not open any. I think they're from either Revised or some really old like Revised or Unlimited or something like that. So I did not get these from pulling packs, which I would wish. That would be pretty cool. But just love the art in these. And I just thought it was like a cool idea for a deck, for this actually to work and make it really hard to survive, getting pinged every time you get a land that's taken out. And as you'll see, there's a lot of land destroy in here. So next thing I have, kind of like an inspired sub theme, was with Stalking Stones. So if you see Stalking Stones over here, so it's just tap to add 1 to your mana pool. But then you can pay 6, which is a lot. It's ridiculous. It's not really great. But it becomes a 3/3 artifact creature that's still a land. So it's kind of a land creature. I just thought the artwork was awesome. There's a little like Stonehenge just stomping around. It's also a foil. I got this, I think, from a mystery booster. It was obviously it's from, I want to say it's Shadowmoor. No, that's Mirrodin. Yeah, it's foil. It's just, I love the artwork. I thought it was just a fun card. So I kind of made a sub-theme of the deck as like land coming back to attack you, which is kind of cool. So that's Stalking Stones. And then other things I have, like Embodiment of Insight. Has landfall, obviously. Land creatures you control have vigilance, which is nice. With the landfall, you can create a elemental creature that's still a land, so kind of creating some creatures out of your land. There's not a lot of creatures in here, so it definitely helps. We also have Awaken the Ancient. So this Enchanted Mountain becomes a 7/7 red giant, which is really cool. And it's still a land. Wall of Resurgence. Enters the battlefield and you may put 3 +1/+1 counters on target land you control. If you do, that land becomes a 0/0 elemental creature with haste. That's still a land. This also has Defender, 0/6 wall. It's I do have some walls in here I'll show later, which kind of just help kind of get me some sort of defense while I'm trying to build up all this whole land destroy and these engines and stuff like that. So 0/6 wall. And then I have Hall of Storm Giants. Obviously, you get another 7/7 giant creature when you pay 6. It's still a lot, but it has Ward 3, which is pretty cool. It's still a land, and if you control 2 or more other lands, it comes in tapped, but you can add a blue mana for it, which is pretty nice. So that's part of that. And then Notvold Slumber Mound. I always thought this was a cool art. I love Kaldheim. Kaldheim was I don't know, kind of when I got back into Magic. I started Magic like more around Gatecrash era and like Dragon's Maze and stuff, but then I kind of fell off of it, and then I kind of came back around like Kaldheim area. And I love like snow permanents and all that stuff. That's pretty cool. So with Notvold, when it's just battlefield tapped, you can add tap it to add a red mana. It's 3 colorless, and then a red mana and 2 green mana, and then you sacrifice it, and you can destroy target land, which is obviously part of this land destroy deck. And then it also becomes a 4/4 green troll warrior creature token with trample, which is cool. Kind of just coming out of the land and attacking. And then this obviously is in this category. So Dark Depths, if no one's familiar with it. So it comes into play with 10 ice counters on it. I can pay 3 to remove an ice counter from it. And then when it has no ice counters on it, sacrifice it, and if you do, put an indestructible legendary 2020 black avatar creature token into play with flying named Merit Lodge. I do have a little Merit Lodge token here from Modern Horizons, the beginning Modern Horizons first one. But I actually got this pulled from a Cold Snap booster. Cold Snap, again, like with Kaldheim, like with all the snow permanents and stuff, Cold Snap was probably one of my favorite. I don't know, it's just, I love the arts, I love the snow themes, like, and everything. Cold Snap, and I mean, Ice Age is kind of up there, but Ice Age is a little more jank and doesn't have as many crazy things. But with Dark Depths being in there, I pulled that. I was so excited for it. I don't have any like combos that cheat this out, but I just like kind of slowly the ice breaking like every turn, so people don't really think about it, especially if you don't have the combo and you let people know that you don't have the combo in there. It's just nice to have. And it's also a land too, so I do have other things in this, as you'll see, that make my lands tap for other mana and stuff like that, so it'll work out. It's pretty cool. Love Dark Depths, one of my favorite cards. This Obsidian Charmaw is kind of the other card that inspired me to make this deck. So I opened so many like Modern Horizons 2 packs just in searching for squirrels, which you can see. I'll link a little thing into my video of the hunt for squirrels I've been trying to do with Modern Horizons 1. And I also have a big booster box of Modern Horizons 2 if you guys want to see me open that. But I have so many Obsidian Charmaws, and at spell cost 1 less cast for each of your lands your opponents control that could produce nothing. Colorless mana. It's flying. When it enters battlefield, destroy target non-basic land an opponent controls, which is kind of cool. So it's a little bit of expensive cost, but you get the land destroy with it. It's non-basics, so it's not. You got to make sure that somebody has a non-basic land, which kind of is rough. But this was, I think it was like a bulk rare, and I have like 4 of them, and then it jumped up in price. I want to say it was like $5 or something like that. It comboed with something, I forgot what it was, but yeah, it comboed, and then it got like actually expensive, but I don't have that combo in there. That's not really why I have it. It was something that I opened up a lot of, and it actually really works with this deck. So that's Obsidian Charmaw, and it's kind of just the next portion of this is just like different creatures that actually destroy land, so you kind of get a 2-for-1. This one was something I got from Champions of Kamigawa. It was one of the only legendaries I've gotten from Champions of Kamigawa. I love Kamigawa too. That's another, like, probably one of my favorite planes. Even the new one was pretty cool with Neon Dynasty, but the old style Kamigawa, the artwork is just insane. I did a video where I opened some Betrayers of Kamigawa, which I haven't opened before, so that was kind of fun. But the artwork is just is awesome. It's so cool. This is Myojin of Infinite Rage. So it's a super high mana cost with 10. It's 7 colorless and then 3 mountains, or red. So it's a super high mana cost at the beginning. Comes into play with a divinity counter on it if you played it from your hand. It's indestructible as long as it has a divinity counter on it, which is pretty cool. I can remove the divinity counter on it, and it destroys all lands, which is insane. People hate it when I start getting this out of there, but I mean it's indestructible, so you have to counter it immediately. But it's just this works so well for the deck, so it's pretty good. I wanted to make sure it was in there. Next we have Mana Skimmer. So whenever it deals damage to a player, tap target. It's a 4 cost with flying, 2/2 with flying. Whenever Mana Skimmer deals damage to a player, tap target land that player controls. That land doesn't untap during the controller's next end step. It wasn't like a great thing, but I do want some flying in here because it's a little bit good. I mean, I have the Ascendant Charmal, just to deal with some people that do like big flying decks and stuff. But this guy was pretty cool. Just kind of just making sure that your opponents can't get mana, which is nice. Just keeping their stuff on their tapped, but just little kind of. I like the artwork, and I thought it was pretty cool. Got it from Time Spiral, but yeah, I thought it was nice. Nothing crazy, but I thought it was pretty cool. Got Destructor Dragon, which is a 4 colorless, and then 2 forests. So it's a 4/4 flying. When it enters battle, when it dies, destroy target non-creature permanent. So in this case, it would likely be a land, but you could use it for kind of anything else. If you want to do some sort of like enchantment or break an artifact, maybe break some mana rocks or something like that. So it's kind of versatile. It's expensive again. A lot of these things are really expensive, but I have a lot of things to get a good amount of land in there. Nothing too crazy, but enough. Nessie and Demolock. This has Tribute. It's from Theros. Like the original Theros block. I love the idea of Tribute. It's kind of cool. Like it enters the battlefield, and you get to pick a person to make a choice. If you either get 3 +1/+1 counters on it, or it has the other piece over here. It's Tribute 3, so it's 3 +1/+1 counters on it. So it'd be a 6/6 coming in for 5, which is nothing crazy. But if it wasn't paid, you can have it destroy target non-creature permanent. Same thing with Destructor Dragon. You could have it destroy land, but you could have it do anything else you really need to get rid of. So pretty cool. The next one is Earth Cult Elemental. It's from the Dungeons and Dragons set. I forgot. I think it was Adventures in Forgotten Realms. When it has Siege Monster, when Earth Cult Elemental enters the battlefield, roll a d20. 1 through 9, each player sacrifices a permanent. In this case, hopefully it's a land. 10 through 19, each opponent sacrifices a permanent. And then if you get a nat 20, then each opponent sacrifices 2 permanents, which is pretty cool. So 6/6 for 6. It's decent. Nothing crazy, but still really fun. So next we have Foundation Breaker. So 1 second. Sorry. Foundation Breaker enters the battlefield. You may destroy target artifact or enchantment. So this is again just like kind of dealing with mana rocks, but also dealing with like any enchantments. I feel like I randomly have like a lot of enchantment breakers in this deck. I don't know why. I don't think anybody's trying to really come for enchantments over there, but you can play for its evoke cost, which is you may cast a spell for its evoke cost. If you do, it's sacrificed when it enters the battlefield. So it's just kind of a quick spell. But you get it. It doesn't really have haste, so it doesn't really make any sense. But if you really need it to break something, a problem artifact, problem enchantment, or anything, use Foundation Breaker. So next thing I have is for Caustic Tar. That's for my land. I'll enchant that and then just like ping people for 3 life every once in a while, whenever I want. It's a extreme mana cost, but it was just a cool little card to put in here. And then same thing with Contaminated Ground. Contaminated Ground, enchant a swamp. Whenever enchanted land becomes tapped, its controller loses 2 life. So that's pretty cool. Next thing I have, kind of next start, like pack of things I have, little groups of cards that I had to try to tell this story, is Encroach. So Encroach, look at target player's hand, and then you may choose a non-basic land card from it. That player discards that card, which is kind of cool. I feel like in a commander there's a decent amount of non-basic lands, so it actually works out pretty well. But you kind of take a gamble on it, but I don't know, it's just cool. The artwork's awesome too. And then, yeah, I mean, just a single mana, so you don't waste too much. It looks like it's from, I don't think I pulled this from, what is it, Urza, not Urza Saga. I think it was Urza's, something with Urza block. But I just got this out of a little drop from eBay. Next to kind of the similar annex is you control and target land, enchanted land. So I can enchant somebody else's land for it's 2 colorless and 2 blue mana, and then I control that land, which is insane. I like how it's like annex, like you're annexing the land, which is kind of cool. But it's part of the theme of this deck too is stealing other people's lands. So you'll see I have another creature that deals with that, which is pretty cool. All right, and then we have Shifting Borders, which is exchange control of 2 target lands, which I think is awesome. I think it's the most ridiculous thing in the world for this. Like if I don't know, I don't even know when I would use it like specifically. I guess if somebody has like since I have 5 color mana, I could use any mana that I really want, so I can take somebody else's mana if they're short on a blue or green mana or something. Like I can take those and give them something else. Which is pretty cool. And it's Spice and Arcane, but I don't think I've ever going to use that. But it's an instant for 4 mana, 3 colorless, and 8 blue. Alright. Next thing I have is my commander. So this isn't like a Land Destroy commander or anything like that, but I actually pulled this from Mercadian Mask, and I thought it was awesome. It's a legend. Obviously, it's not a legendary creature. Before they had legendary creatures, they just had legends. And it's so it's just a Wooburg, and then 5/5. Then you could just pay different types of mana to make it turn into something. I've seen a lot on Moxfield, which I'll also link this deck in Moxfield if you wanna look it up and try to use it. I've seen a lot of people do like mutate decks with this, which is kind of cool. So like it's just fits with the theme because you can pay white and a black, destroy target creature blocking or blocked by Chromat, which is pretty cool. Blue and a red, Chromat gains flying until end of turn. Black or green, regenerate Chromat, which I've used actually a good amount of times, more than I thought that I was going to use that. You could do a white and a red, Chromat gets a +1/+1 until end of turn. A blue and a green, put Chromat on top of its owner's library. So if someone enchants it, you can just kind of throw it back into your library. And also, like if it's about to die, I can just throw it back in my library, so I don't have to pay the extra commander tax, which is pretty cool. But just a really fun kind of commander. Doesn't really fit the deck, but it is Wooburg, so it'll help me. It'll at least give me a commander for it, because I'm doing 5 color. And next, like I was talking about, stealing lands is part of this. I actually pulled this Herald of Leshrac. This was from a mystery booster. I know it's from Cold Snap, and I really want to kind of open one natively on Cold Snap, but this one's from a mystery booster, and it's a foil. But it's from Cold Snap, so it's just like awesome artwork and everything. But it is a 7 cost, 6 colorless, and 1 black. It's flying 2/4, which is nothing crazy, obviously. But it has cumulative upkeep. Gain control of a land you don't control, which is insane. Usually cumulative upkeep is like bad for you. Like you either have to sacrifice a creature, and it's cumulative. So like first turn you have to sacrifice 1, second turn you have to sacrifice 2. But this is literally, so I gain control of a land I don't control. Next turn I gain control of 2 lands I don't control. Next turn I gain control of 3 lands I don't control. So it's like, it just gets out of hand really quick. So everybody tries to kill this immediately. And it also gets +1/+1 for each land you control but you don't own. So it just beefs it up every time you have that cumulative upkeep. So it gets really out of hand. People don't deal with it immediately. They think it's awful and garbage, but they don't deal with it immediately, and then it starts popping off, and then they don't have the mana to actually get rid of it. So when it leaves play, it does give back control of all the lands, so it's at least not too terrifying, like, so people don't go crazy about it, which is nice, because Like it won't ruin a game at least. So it's pretty good. This is pretty much probably the best card I have for this specific type of stuff. Besides, I guess maybe Titania, Voice of Gaia, and Argoth, Sanctum of Nature. So these I pulled from Brothers War, and they actually flip over. I'll read through this and then we'll flip over both of them. So it's a legendary creature elemental. It has reach whenever one or more land cards are put into your graveyard from anywhere. You gain 2 life. I have some things that will throw like all lands. Like obviously the Myoijin. He throws all lands into the graveyard, so even my lands too. So I have other stuff to make it beneficial for me when my lands go in the graveyard. So people think like, oh, okay, at least it's like blanket, but it's actually good for me to have it in the graveyard. So again, 2 life at the beginning of your upkeep. If there are 4 or more land cards in your graveyard, and you both own Titania, Voice of Gaia, and the land named Argoth, Sanctum of Nature, exile them and meld them into Titania, Gaia Incarnate. So I'll show that first. I'll show Argoth, Sanctum of Nature. It enters the battlefield tapped unless you control a legendary green creature, which would be Titania. You just tap to add a green. You can pay 2 colorless and 2 green and create a 2/2 green bear creature. You have to tap and then create a 2/2 green bear creature token. Then mill 3 cards, activate only as a sorcery, which is kind of cool. So you could just like kind of throw a bunch of lands in your graveyard and everything. You can use it to combo a little bit, but then yeah, if you have 4 or more, then you can turn it over. So we'll see over that. And obviously this is Gaia. I believe she is the god of nature. This is the voice of Gaia, but Gaia is the god of nature, I think, in Dominaria. So it's kind of cool little thematic on there. So then you get Titania, Gaia Incarnate. So legendary creature, elemental avatar. When you meld the two together, it's vigilance, reach, trample, and haste. Titania, Gaia Incarnate's power and toughness are equal to the number of lands you control. So obviously when you have Herald of Leshrac and you get all those crazy lands out, this combos like ridiculously. And then return all land cards from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped, which is insane as well. So I can get a bunch of things in my graveyard, throw them out, and then put them back in. You can pay 3 colorless and a green, put 4 +1/+1 counters on target land you control. It becomes a 0/0 elemental creature with haste, and it's still a land, which is kind of, again, like some of my other creatures that I have over here, which is pretty cool. So that I love. I just love I've never gotten the meld on anything. I know like the Urza meld and the Mishra meld. But one time I've seen it meld. The Mishra I think melded, but one of my friends got it out. But I've never gotten it, so I really am excited to get this at some point. All right, next type of thing we have is almost like natural disasters, I like to call it. So you have Pyroclasm. I actually pulled this from a 10th edition booster pack. So it's a foil, which I thought was really cool. You can see that. Obviously, all the flames just come out like really cool. It's a 2 cost, 1 colorless and 1 red. Pyroclasm deals 2 damage to each creature, which is pretty crazy. It might hurt my stuff, but I don't really care about having creatures out. I really care just about devastating everything. It's kind of natural disasters. It helps me get rid of the board. If someone has like tokens out, I can just clear that completely. Little tiny board wipe. Then you have Windstorm, again another natural disaster. It's X and a green. Deals X damage to each creature with flying. So I don't have a lot of flying in this deck, so it helps me deal with some flying tokens and stuff. I know fairy tokens and like bird tokens, Thropter tokens, all those things. Sulfuric Vortex, it's 1 colorless and 2 red. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, Sulfuric Vortex deals 2 damage to that player. If a player would gain life, that player gains no life instead. So this is kind of just a little bit of chaos to throw in there, but again, it is a kind of natural disaster, so I think it counts, and it just can kind of speed up the game, make people on their toes. I don't think anyone's really going to go crazy destroying this enchantment, but it'll at least keep everybody on their toes. Next we have is Lightning Strike. Obviously great, just colorless and a red, deals 3 damage to any target. So just from removal, just throw Lightning Strike to get somebody mad, whatever it can. This actually is pretty cool. It's actually from the Smokestack. Obviously it's 4 mana for an artifact. This is from the 30th edition, the 30th anniversary Secret Lair. I actually got in line for that and was able to get it. It sucks that they didn't make a lot of them, but this Smokestack is, I just love the artwork. I thought it was really cool, but it's, if you're in the beginning of your upkeep, you may put a soot counter on Smokestack. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, that player sacrifices a permanent for each soot counter on Smokestack. So obviously I would be destroying lands myself. I would hope that other people kind of start digging into their mana pool and start destroying their lands. This probably would be just completely just kill on sight. I'm assuming somebody's just gonna break this artifact immediately, but I thought it was pretty cool. And then I have Quicksand in this kind of like set. Quicksand's just a regular land. Tap to add 1 colorless mana to your pool. Sacrifice it. Target attacking creature with flying gets -2, -1, -2 until end of turn. So without flying, sorry. So I just thought it was kind of funny. Quicksand, just never something that you would think of to attack you or kill you. It can actually kill a little tiny thing, so it's pretty kind of cool. I don't know. It's nothing that's gonna really synergize with this deck a lot, but I just think it was so cool for thematically. And I actually found out Quicksand does exist, which is like crazy. I always thought as a kid, like, oh, this is like something you see in the movies, and then I saw a sign for, I was out hiking and I saw some sign of like danger, Quicksand, watch out. So I love Quicksand. I don't know, that's my little rant. But next I have, just like as I said, I have some walls just to help me out in the early game. Wall of Frost, one of my favorite walls. Just so much for what you're paying for it. Just 1 and then 2 blue. It has Defender, obviously, so it can't attack, but when Wall of Frost blocks a creature, that creature doesn't untap during its controller ends untap step, which is really nice. It kind of stops a lot of people from attacking you at all, but it's a 0/7 too, so it can block anything that you need. Then we have Wall of Vines. It's a 0/3 with reach for just 1 green, but it also has Defender. Again, just trying to deal with flying. I do have like a couple flying things in here, so it's not too much of a big deal, but it's pretty good. All right, now we have basically just the kind of meat of this deck, which is the Land Destroyer removal. So Frenzied Tilling. I don't know if I got this from, actually, I think this is from Invasion. I don't know if I got this from Invasion or if it just came in one of those bulk packs. I don't know if I think I only opened up 1 Invasion pack ever, but it's 3 colorless and a red and green. Destroy target land, search your library for a basic land card, put that card into play tapped, then shuffle your library. Just the artwork's awesome. Frenzied Tilling, just like tilling the land and everything like that. So you can destroy like kind of a really good legendary land or something like that. You can destroy that, or I can even destroy my own land if I have like Titania out, and get a new land into play. It's pretty cool. And it is basic land, so I can't put anything out crazy, but it's a basic land. So Icefall, another thing from Cold Snap. I opened a good amount of Cold Snap, so I have a couple of these things in there. It's 2 colorless and 2 red. Destroy target artifact or land. Very simple. It's perfect. It's kind of obviously you can do artifact or land, which is nice. And it has Recover. When this is put into the graveyard from play, I can pay it again. And if I do, return this card from your graveyard to your hand. Otherwise, remove this card from the game, which is pretty cool. Obviously, I don't have a lot of like sorcery recursion in here, so it's not like I really need it if it goes away. Mwanvuli Acid Moss. I'm gonna say that's how it is, and if I'm wrong, you could yell at me. It's fine. So Mwanvuli Acid Moss. It's a 2 colorless and 2 green. Destroy target land, search your library for a forest card, and put that card into play tapped, then shuffle your library. Which is insane, because you're destroying somebody else's land, but then you're going in your library and getting a forest, which definitely helps you fix some mana. Desecration Plague, so it's 3 colorless and 1 green. destroy target enchantment or land. Again, it's versatile if I need to deal with an enchantment, but most of the time I'm going to be just pinging the land. Cleansing Wildfire, I've had like so many of these. It's nice for, it's just a colorless and a red, destroy target land. Obviously you got to destroy something that's like worth it to destroy. Then they can search their library for a basic land card and put it into the battlefield tapped. But you also get the added benefit of drawing a card. I feel like that's one thing that this really doesn't have, is card draw, so I probably should put some card draw in here. But Melt Terrain, another cool one. This is from Scars of Mirrodin. I did open some Scars of Mirrodin. Love that set as well. It's 2 colorless and 2 red. Destroy target land. Melt Terrain deals 2 damage to that land's controller. So it's a little bit like you destroy the land and then you also kick him in the face a little bit for 2, which is kind of funny. Demolish, another 3 colorless and red. Destroy target artifact or land, which is nice. Just instead of the enchantment, it's an artifact, which is cool. Next we have Structural Collapse. It's still part of this kind of theme over here of land destroy. Target player sacrifices an artifact and a land, and then Structural Collapse deals 2 damage to that player. So it's like the last 3 ones that I had, it's like all of that combined. But it costs obviously 5 mana, so that's a lot. 5 colorless mana, and then 1 red. So it's a lot. And it's a sorcery. Gotta play it on your turn. Rancid Earth. I thought this was a really cool card. A lot of like land destroy is like either green or red, so it's nice to have some black land destroy. Just to kind of diversify a little bit, make it worth it to actually have the black land in here, the black mana in here. So it's 1 colorless and 2 black. Destroy target land, threshold, instead of destroy that land, and Rancid Earth deals 1 damage to each creature and each player, which is insane. Threshold, obviously, if you have 7 or more cards in your graveyard, which is pretty easy to have in Commander, so it's pretty nice. Stone Rain, just kind of plain and simple. 2 colorless and a red, destroy target land. And then Ruination. I'm so mad that I have this card from the Comic Sans Secret Lair. I'm embarrassed almost to show it on camera, but destroy all non-basic lands. It's ridiculous. It's Comic Sans. It's annoying. I don't really want to look at it anymore. The artwork were so cool for this whole entire Secret Lair. I couldn't not get it. There's some great cards too, but the Comic Sans is just awful. Tremble. Each player sacrifices a land. Plain and simple. I'll sacrifice my own lands because I don't really care about sacrificing my own lands. I got enough graveyard recursion in here, which is nice. It's just one colorless and a red. Then we have Pain and Suffering. So that's target player discards a card and target player destroy target land. You pay a black or just a 3 colorless and a red. Then we have Decimate. Destroy target artifact, target creature, target enchantment, and target land. Destroy target artifact, target creature, target enchantment, and target land. This is a ridiculous card. It works really well in this deck. Obviously, it has land in there, and it's not even non-basic land or basic land. And it's only 2 colorless, a red and a green, which is insane. Got it from Dominaria Remastered. Luckily to have that. Naturalize. Destroy target artifact or enchantment. Like I said, I have a lot of like artifact and enchantment hate in here. I don't know why. I feel like I put it in here. I could probably replace this with something else, but I like Naturalize. It's a cool artwork from Onslaught. 1 colorless and a green. Then we have Simplify. This one, I don't really know why I have Simplify in this. Once it focuses it in. It's just a 1 cost of 1 green. And it says each player sacrifices an enchantment. This worked once. I like there was a bunch of people with a bunch of enchantments, and I actually was able to get this out, and it actually worked. Deleted all the enchantments. I don't really have any enchantments on there, so it worked perfectly fine. But it's kind of a lame card. Only very special cases where it actually works, and I also have like a few enchantments, which you'll see later. So I don't really know why I have it, but probably get rid of it. Maybe something else in there, but. Next, we have Assassin's Trophy. So this one is kind of Just altogether, everything destroy target permanent and opponent controls. Each controller may search their library for a basic land card, put it into the battlefield, then shuffle. So this is from Double Masters. I love the art on this one. It's really cool. It's just a black and a green. I mean, most people know Assassin Trophy, but it's good kind of just all over. This is kind of starting the next part, which is just basically destroy permanents. So we have Desert Twister. This one could probably go into like the portion where it was kind of natural disasters, but it's just destroy target permanent for way more expensive cost than the Assassin Trophy. For 4 colorless and 2 green. Next thing we have is Active Volcano. This is from Legends, but I think I got it from Chronicles. So Chronicles is like a reprint set. So I did not open a Legends pack. I would love to open a Legends pack, but I think it's like $100 something bucks. Just doesn't really make any sense to. I don't think you're really gonna get much out of it. But it's only a 1 red and destroy target blue permanent or return target island to its controllers to owner's hand, which is, I don't know, it's fun. I guess I could return my island to my hand if I wanted to. I don't know, you could do whoever you want, but it's just kind of a little like blue haint. I just like the artwork, basic, simple, active volcano. Kind of reminds me of like the old dual lands from like revised and everything like that. So it's pretty cool. Next we have Vindicate again, destroy target permanent. It's 1 colorless, a white and a black. It's from Modern Horizons 2. Vindicate. Next we have Wrath of God, which is pretty nice. So destroy all creatures that can't be regenerated. This is basically if everyone gets it out in front of me, and I can't really get anything popping off, I'll just board wipe and restart. I mean, everyone has to have at least 1 board wipe in their commander, so this is the one I got. I was waiting for something like this. I really wanted like Damnation just to destroy everything, but Wrath of God is good. I'll take it. And it's 2 colorless and 2 white. Artwork's pretty cool too. So after all of that land destroy and everything like that, you got the Ruination that destroys all my lands, Miogen. This is kind of my my graveyard recursion. So Conduit of Worlds works perfectly with Titania. I can play all my my lands from my graveyard. It's 2 colorless and 2 green artifact. And then I can choose a target non-land permanent in my graveyard. And if you haven't cast a spell this turn, you may cast that card. If you do, you can't cast additional spells this turn. But that's pretty awesome. Non-land permanent, you cheat it out. And then activate only as sorcery. So it's a little tough. There's some like little quirks in there, but I really would like it for just you may play lands from your graveyard. That's really what it is. I could do some like, I guess I could get out like Lagak or anything like that to just get it back and restart my deck. Perennial Behemoth. Again, you may play lands from your graveyard. It's 5 cost, 5 colorless. It also has an Unearth for 2. So you could return this card from your graveyard to the battlefield. It gains haste. Exile it at the beginning of next end step, or if it would leave the battlefield. So 2/7 for 5. It's a lot, but I could play lands from my graveyard, so that's all I care about. Then we have Cartographer, another one of these where it's kind of replaying stuff from the graveyard. When it comes into play, you may return target land card from your graveyard to your hand. And it's a 2/2, so at least it's a creature, so it's a little bit of a double. 2 colorless and 1 green. Nothing crazy. Got it from Odyssey. As you see, it's one of my favorite sets is Odyssey, so it's pretty nice. Then we have Groundskeeper. Return target basic land from your graveyard to your hand. Again, just a graveyard recursion. 1 cost, 1 green cost, 1/1, and I could do it multiple times. Even multiple times in 1 turn if I have the mana for it, which is pretty cool. So, nothing crazy, but definitely gives me something to get back. Might take some of these out. I have a good amount of them. I really don't need it that many. But I just like had them because I need some creatures and I wanted something to be kind of thematic. Stoic Builder. Just like the artwork on this card. Cool card. 2 colorless and a green. It's a creature human, 2/3. When Stoic Builder enters battlefield, you may return target land card from your graveyard to your hand. Again, same thing. Kind of like Groundskeeper, but only once, so it's not really even great, but I might take that out too. We have Gaia's Will. So it's a spend 4. So you just pay 1, and then you put time counters on it. Until end of turn, you may play lands and cast spells from your graveyard, which is pretty awesome. It's insane once it actually kicks off. If a card would be put into your graveyard from anywhere this turn, exile that card instead. So you get one. Everybody knows it's coming, but this actually has helped me. It's taken back like a bunch of sorceries I needed, or like anything. I think I had to like, there was a bunch of enchantments and artifacts out, and I was able to get rid of some of them. But then I had Gaia's Will out, and I was able to redo it again with all just destroying all the enchantments, and definitely restarted the game. Gave me some time a little bit. Then I got Turn the Earth. So choose, what is this? There we go. Choose up to 3 target cards in your graveyards. The owners of those cards shuffle them into the libraries. You gain 2 life. So obviously I'll do it for me. I will shuffle them into my library. Get some of the stuff back. It also has flashback, so I can cast it from my graveyard. But just a pretty good card for 1. Turn the Earth. Next we have Regrowth. Again, just graveyard recursion. Probably take some of these out. Regrowth is one of the better ones though. Return target card from your graveyard to your hand. Simple. 1 colorless and 1 green. Sorcery speed. So it's pretty cool. Then this one is cool. I got this one again. Is also in one of those eBay boxes. I did not open a Legends, but got one of the eBay boxes. I'm not sure exactly what it says. 1995. I don't know. I don't know if it's from like revised or like maybe it's from like a reprint of like Chronicles. I could see the cuts on the side. Definitely look like it's from an old thing. But return target permanent to owner's hand. So this just works out. It's like I could do it. I could do any sort of thing that has like an ETB. I can redo it. I can send other people's stuff back to their hand. I can send lands back to the hand because it's permanent, so I can do whatever I want really, which is pretty nice. I don't know, just cool to have, kind of diverse. Throw some blue in there. It's pretty cool. Then I have Respite. Just another couple kind of cool event. Just prevent all combat damage that would be dealt this turn to gain 1 life for each attacking creature. Kind of helps when somebody has a bunch of tokens out. They attack with the tokens thinking they're going to win the game. Throw this out, and I gain a life for all the attacking creatures. Prolong the game a little bit. They're all tapped out. I can go attack them or have somebody else attack them, but it's only colorless and a green, so I can keep that open for the next time. So it's mostly green and everything like that in this deck. Works pretty well. Next is just kind of my meta base. I'll just go through the basics really quick. I just got a plains. I think I got 2 plains. These are from Aether Revolt, I think. Nothing crazy. I'm gonna probably change all these lands to something really, really cool. I'll have to see what's on theme. This is an Amonkhet Island. I have 3 islands. 2 of these Amonkhet Islands. Another Amonkhet Island. This one actually I might keep. I like this artwork a lot. Then I have 3 forests. Not a lot of forests, I know. I feel like I probably should like switch some blue for some green, but the just forest from Theros, and another forest from Theros. Next we have swamps. I only have 2 swamps in here. Amonkhet Swamp, another Amonkhet Swamp, and I have 4 mountains actually in here. There's a lot of red, just land destroy. This is again from Aether Revolt, I believe. This is the full art land from Amonkhet. Then you got another Aether Revolt, another full art land from Amonkhet. Next we have kind of a little more intricate lands. So this is City of Brass. I actually got this also from Chronicles. And like I said, the Chronicles is a reprint set. If you're ever looking to like open some old packs, that'll give you actually good stuff. I mean, Homelands will not give you anything great, or Fallen Empires or anything like that. They're cheap, but they're not going to give you any really good cards. Chronicles really gives you some nice cards for, I think it's pretty cheap. I want to say like I saw like for $15 a pack or something like that. But you get all these like really cool old cards. They're kind of crappily printed, so they're not as nice as like you would like a revised or anything like that. I think this is from Arabian Nights, so it wouldn't be as nice from the actual set. It's white border too, but it's City Brass is always really cool. Whenever City of Brass becomes tapped, it deals 1 damage to you, and they could add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. Obviously great to have mana fixing. Mirren Safe House. So this is a great card. It's a 3-cost artifact, just 3 colorless. As long as Mirren Safe House is on the battlefield, it's activated abilities of all lands in all graveyards. So that's the really cool part about this deck. I can throw everybody's lands in the graveyards, and then I can use them as my own, basically. So I use them, I use my own ones that are in there, all the different activated abilities, which is really cool. Next we have Unstable Frontier. This is from Conflux. I think I actually got this from Conflux pack. I think I opened like 1 or 2 Conflux's packs, but I'll probably do a couple more. This is just tap, add 1 to your mana pool. To the land, target land you control becomes the basic land type of your choice in end of turn, which is pretty nice. I can add some sort of colored to my mana base. It sucks that it like takes up a land slot, but it does help with mana fixing. I just like the Unstable Frontier. It's kind of thematic. I mean, it has the artwork looks really cool. Rupture Spire. It enters battlefield tapped. When it enters battlefield, sacrifice it unless you pay 1. And then you can pay tap to end mana of any color, which is pretty cool. Warped Landscape, again, pretty thematic. It's from, what was this? Innistrad, Shadows over Innistrad, maybe? No. Yeah, I think Shadows over Innistrad. So tap, add 1 mana, just a colorless mana to your mana pool. And then you can pay 2, sacrifice it, and search your library for a basic land card. Put that into the battlefield, tapped, and then shuffle your library, which is pretty cool. So it's nice to mana fixing again too. Then I have kind of both together, Terramorphic Expanse, sacrifice it, search your library for a basic land card, put it into the battlefield, tap, shuffle your library. And then Evolving Wilds, same kind of thing. Tap, sacrifice Evolving Wilds, search your library for a basic land card, put it into the battlefield, tapped. This is then shuffle your library, pretty much the same. Crystal Quarry, this one I actually pulled from Odyssey. Obviously you can see the stat symbol over there. Add 1 colorless mana to your mana pool. You can pay 5 of a colorless mana to basically wash it and bring it into Wooburg, which is so cool. Like I just love all the crystals, like the little underground cavern artwork over here. I don't think this is actually like even that expensive a card, but kind of washes your mana, changes it to colored, and it's good for a 5-color deck. Just thought of throwing it in here would be nice. Not great of a card, but it works out. So next two cards are pretty good. So we got Yavimaya, Cradle of Growth. So enchant each land is a forest in addition to its other land types, so that helps with just like, obviously I have a lot of forests in here, so that helps. So when I get this on the battlefield, everything can tap for forests. I can do as many forests as I want. So green, so it's just perfect. And then Urborg, Tomb of Yawgmoth, also awesome. These both I pulled from packs. I pulled this from the Modern Horizons 2. Then Urborg, Tomb of Yawgmoth, same thing. Each land is a swamp in addition to its other types. Got this from Time Spiral Remastered, which is nice. I think I actually have one too from, I think it was M19, I want to say. I know I picked it up from something. It's like a $40 card. These are probably the 2 most expensive cards in the set, which is kind of funny that there's just like the lands on here. Nothing else really that crazy expensive in this set. Darksteel Citadel. It's kind of cool to have an indestructible land in a land destroy deck. I just thought that was funny. Also, just I love this card. Add 1 colorless to your mana pool, but it's an indestructible artifact land. It's cool. Field of Ruin, obviously great. Adds mana to my mana pool with colorless mana. Pay 2, sacrifice Field of Ruin, destroy target non-basic land, and opponent controls. Each player searches his or her library for a basic land card, puts it into the battlefield, then shuffles his or her library. Just works. It's pretty good. Demolition Field, kind of the same concept. Tap to add colorless, and I think it's no. This is actually you search your library for a basic land card, put it onto the battlefield. Destroy land, target non-basic land opponent controls. This is the same thing. They're a little bit different. So this is each player. This is only you, which is pretty cool. Next, we have Ecologist Terrarium. So Ecologist Terrarium is nice to have in here. 2-cost artifact. When Ecologist Terrarium enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a basic land card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. So 2, and you could also pay 2, tap it, sacrifice it, and put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. Activate only as a sorcery. I mean, I really do it for the first effect, but I mean, you could just have it for the next one, which is kind of fun. Put a little bit of counter on there. Nothing crazy. I don't know if I really need it, but just helps to get more basic lands and everything. Path to the Festival. It's 2 colorless and a green. Search your library for a basic land card. Put it into the card onto the battlefield tapped. Then shuffle. Then if there are 3 more basic land cards among lands you control, 3 more basic land types among lands you control, which is pretty easy in a 5-color deck, you scry 1, which is nice. So it's a little added benefit for the cost that you're paying, and then it also has flashback for 4 and green. Next, we have Lay of the Land. Search your library for a basic land card, reveal it, put it into your hand, and shuffle your library. Just for 1 green, pretty good. Kind of like thematic too. Grow from the Ashes. It's a kicker cost of 2. So you can pay. It's a 2 colorless and a green. You pay the additional kicker costs. You search the library for a basic land card, put it into the battlefield, then shuffle your library. If the spell was kicked, instead, search your library for 2 basic land cards, put them onto the battlefield, which is pretty cool. You could cheat out an extra land during your turn. Gift of Paradise, just a 2 colorless and a green. Enchant land, you get 3 life when it comes into the battlefield, and then the enchanted land has add 2 mana of any color, which is nice again. Next we have Nylea's Presence, a 1 colorless and a green enchant land. Enters battlefield, draw a card. I do need more card draw in this, so this helps a lot. Enchanted land is every basic land type in addition to its other types, which is really nice. So yeah, Old Growth Troll. It's a 3 green for a creature, Troll Warrior, 4/4. Obviously that's already pretty good. 4/4 with Trample for 3 green. That's pretty good. When it dies, if it was a creature, return it to the battlefield. If it's an enchantment or enchantment with Enchant Forest you control, Enchanted Forest has tap to add 2 green and pay 1. Tap it, sacrifice this land, create basically the same thing, the Old Growth Troll back, which is kind of cool. You get to bring it back after you kill it to get another creature. It's pretty neat. Alright, next we have Birds of Paradise. Obviously, Birds of Paradise, just classic card, easy for mana fixing. It doesn't really fit thematically, but I just kind of needed it. Just a little flying creature, 1 cost for 0/1 flying, tap to add any mana of any color. Then we have Manascape Refractor, which is a great card for this deck. It's the last card on our list. It's a 3 cost, 3 colorless. It enters the battlefield tapped. It has all activated abilities of all lands on the battlefield. And you may spend mana as though it were any mana of any color to pay the activation costs of Manascape Refractor and its abilities. So if I get Mirror and Landscape and this on there, I can have all the mana abilities of everything that's on the battlefield and off the battlefield, which is pretty cool. Kind of stealing everybody's ideas of lands, which is kind of fun. It's kind of part of the deck. But that's pretty much it. I hope you liked this. I will be doing a couple more. I have like a Chaos deck that I wanted to do, a couple different things. Yeah, just like, if you like any of these themes or I think they're pretty fun, I'd like to do some of these weird ones. The Chaos deck, I have also like, I forgot who the commander was, but it's basically you can take control of all everybody else's creatures when you tap them, and then when you tap it again, you can destroy that creature. So maybe I'll do that one. I'll do the Chaos one. I have an unset kind of weird one. It's like an unset squirrel, like half unset, half normal. And it's a squirrel commander. Chatterstorm as the commander, which is pretty cool. So yeah, if you like any of those ones, or if you want to see me keep doing this, I'm probably going to do at least a couple more videos of this either way. Just because I like kind of sharing these ones. I wanted to kind of take the direction of the channel a little bit further away from unboxings. Unboxings are easy to do. They're nice. I get what I want, and like all of the different packs and stuff like that is kind of how I started this channel, just because I like to open all these different packs. So I'll keep doing those, but I think I'll sprinkle a couple of Jank Commander journeys in. So let me know if you like this. Please like and subscribe if you can. It helps out the channel. And let me know in the comments if you have any recommendations for this deck. Obviously, it definitely needs a lot of help. It's not perfect. It's not barely even good. So if you have any recommendations, let me know. But thanks for watching. Have a good day.